Hey everybody, welcome to another mini sort of collection video, I guess. This is just another video to do in the middle of my other projects, but today I wanted to focus on my Amiibo. As a lot of you might know, this is the 10th anniversary since they were sort of officially announced at E3, or as of recording this at least, it's been 10 years, and basically I wanted to do just a mini sort of collection video on everything I've collected over these past 10 years. I haven't been as dedicated as some people have. I mainly only really get the ones I really like, but I still wanted to show off my collection. I'm pretty proud of what I have, and I just thought I'd show it off. I guess I'll start off with my first ever Amiibo. So this is the first Amiibo I ever bought. This was launched alongside Smash 4, Smash Wii, Wii U, 3DS, whatever you want to call it. Out of the few that launched that day, I think it was like Pikachu. I want to say Link, but I actually don't think Link was a launch character. It was like Pikachu and I don't remember. I literally don't remember who else was launched that day, but Pikachu was my favorite out of all of them at the time. This was the start of the collection, and this was pretty much 10 years ago as of September or October. I don't remember the release month, but it's crazy to think about. So next up is Pac-Man. I really don't remember when I got this one, but this was another, I think, early line of Amiibo. Another really cool character to have a figure of. I was never a huge Pac-Man fan originally. I think it has something to do with the Ghostly Adventures being like the most recent version of Pac-Man at that time, but I came around to the idea, and I really like this figure that we have of him, this Amiibo that we got. Next up is the character that I was waiting the longest for. When Amiibo were announced, Sonic was always my main back then. This was another one of my first Amiibo, as in around release time. I feel like this was a few months out after, maybe 2015 or so, I'm not sure. But this is another character it's actually really nicely made. I'm gonna go with this one next. I feel like this was another launch character. Another really cool figure to have at the time, because there wasn't a lot of New Leaf merchandise, and this is, I kind of consider this New Leaf, since that was the most recent Animal Crossing game when this came out. I think this was actually my first ever Animal Crossing merchandise as well. Next up, I'm going to go with this one. You might notice picking them at very random. I want to save my favorites for last. As far as I know, there's not a lot of merchandise for Dr. Mario specifically, so it is a really cool figure to have. And it's probably like level 1. I might not have even registered it. I probably did, because I feel like I registered them all back then when I got them, but it's probably like a level 5 figure. One of these days I'm going to have to go back and check. Maybe that'll be another video I do. That would be kind of cool. But basically, pretty cool figure to own. Pretty cool just Dr. Mario figure. Next up is actually a series I recently got into, which is kind of funny. I have the Olimar Amiibo. Again, don't really remember where this one came from when I got it. It was probably like a thing I got for my birthday or something. At the time, I only ever played Pikmin 3 when I got this figure, but I liked the character, so I wanted to own it. I'm glad I own this now. I recently just played through Pikmin 1. I'm in the middle of my Pikmin 2 playthrough, and I really enjoy the games, so I could appreciate this figure a lot more, and these little tiny Pikmin. Alright, next up, I'm gonna go with this one. This is a really cool Amiibo looking back, because as far as I know, it's the only one that lets you swap out the pieces with any of these. I have the bell in there, and I'm gonna leave it in there if I could get it back in, but down here I also have all three sort of happy dancing Game & Watch, parachute, and the hammer. And looking at this now, it's actually really cool that this is a thing, because I feel like this probably led to a lot of custom Amiibo potential. But it's really cool. You can make your own custom Amiibo. I wonder how much these are going for now. I'm not sure of the value of a lot of these that I have. Next up was another addition to Smash that I was super excited for. I remember when the Mega Man trailer came out, I was so hyped. And it's really cool to have a figure of Mega Man, and it's still really cool. It's really cool that he's in Smash, thinking about it 10 years later. This is probably another one of my favorite Smash Amiibo that I own. Next up I have Toon Link, another one of my favorites. I love Wind Waker, and just having a figure, again, an official figure from Smash, but also technically from Wind Waker, is really cool. Next up I got Diddy Kong. Not much to say about this one. Another cool one to have. I think this is another really well-made one. Looking at it, like the detail with the fur and the painting on the hat, even the Nintendo logo, like my camera doesn't want to focus, but you could see how well that's made, and the stitching on the hat. I never really looked at this before. I never even noticed it has stitching on the brim, which is nuts. This is a really cool figure looking at it now. And now I have my 3 favorite Smash Amiibo. This Ness, my main, one of my first ever official Earthbound merchandise, like officially licensed pieces of merchandise. I have a lot more since then. I might do a video on that in the future, but this, I remember waiting in line at GameStop, and then I got to the front of the line and they didn't even have them there. It was a whole thing. A lot of people wanted these figures. I remember they were selling at one point for more than what Earthbound was selling for. This is probably my favorite Amiibo ever. This is my favorite video game. It's so cool to have semi-modern, I mean at this point it's almost 10 years old, but semi-modern Earthbound merchandise and a figure of Ness. Up next, one of my other favorites, Lucas. I remember waiting for this one to come out as well. 2016. I kept this one boxed for a little while because I didn't know if I wanted to bring down the value of it, but in the end I decided I'd rather have the figure on my shelf. And as far as I know, this is the only officially licensed Mother 3 merchandise in the United States. This is another really cool one. And last up, for the Smash line at least, this is the most recent Smash figure I bought, Sora. I tried for weeks to get this one. I had apps on my phone for notifications. I was trying, it sold out like within seconds, I remember, and eventually I caved and bought it off of GameStop, and I think I paid like $20 to $30-ish for this total, but in the end I'm happy I got it. I mean, another one of my favorite video games of all time, and it's really cool to have an official Nintendo figure of it as well. Another one of my new mains in Smash. I don't know why my camera doesn't want to stay in focus. This is another one of my current mains, alongside the other 2 I just showed. Alright, and now that all of the Smash figures are out of the way, I guess next I'll do the only other ones that kind of go together I have are Legend of Zelda. So I'll start out with one of the most recent ones I got. I just got this one for my birthday. The 8-bit Link. I really love these. You can see in the background, I have 8-bit Mario too. These are so cool. Honestly, I'm not even sure which game this was even made for. I forget. I just really like the look of this. And I like collecting the Legend of Zelda Amiibo because it's one of my favorite Nintendo franchises. I just got this for my birthday a few weeks ago, and I really like this one. Staying on that same sort of topic, I got this one for my birthday as well. Breath of the Wild, Link on the Horse. One of my favorite games of all time. Having this Amiibo is pretty cool. This one I picked up a few months after Breath of the Wild came out. I went to a GameStop like 20 minutes away with my friend Willie because he wanted to pick up a copy of Fire Emblem on the Game Boy. And while I was there, I saw this and I just decided to pick it up. Another one of my favorites I own. Next up is Tears of the Kingdom Link. Another really cool one. I love the detail on the hand specifically, and the cape just kind of blowing. There's a lot of cool lines of action going on in here. And this is, as I may have mentioned in previous videos, I'm not sure, but Tears of the Kingdom is my all-time favorite Switch game. an all-time favorite Zelda game. One of my new favorite Amiibo for sure. I love this one a lot. And continuing with that theme, I have the two N64 Amiibo. I actually got this one the same day I got this one. They shipped to my house from Best Buy when they did the restock for these last year. And this is another one of my favorite Amiibo now. And as I mentioned, I got Ocarina of Time Link also. Another one of my favorite. The theme is a lot of the Zelda ones are my favorites, but another one of my favorite Zelda games also. And this one I got a little bit after the Young Link one. I think it sold out and then it got back in stock. I'm gonna get this one for Christmas. Actually, this past Christmas, but again, really cool attention to detail with the shield and the sword on the back and just the whole design on the shield. Even the inside of the shield has a bit of a design, which is really neat. I don't really have much else to say, I just really like this one also. And now I'm gonna just call this the sort of miscellaneous section. I know these four and these three kind of go together, but I don't have enough to do each one on its own. So to start off, we get Chibi Robo. I love the Chibi Robo games. Ziplash, I can't really speak much for because I played it. Last time I played it was probably release week or release month or something. And I wish we would get a new actual Chibi Robo game, but it was really cool that we got an Amiibo of him. I feel like there's a gold Chibi Robo out there too. I feel like that one's probably really rare. I think this one's pretty rare too, but I'm glad I at least have this. I mean, this is a cool Amiibo to own. Next up is another one of my favorite miscellaneous ones, Shovel Knight. And the only indie one I own, actually. This is really cool considering at the time, I think this was like one of the first non-Nintendo Amiibo to come out. I know there are Monster Hunter ones too, but this is one of my favorite indie games of all time. I love how accurate this is as well. I do want to pick up the other ones also, the other Shovel Knight ones, the other Knights. I'm not sure how expensive the gold Shovel Knight Amiibo is, but I want to look into that as well. I got Tom Nook, I got Cyrus, I have Reese, and I have KK Slider, my favorite Animal Crossing character. And for the last four, this is the Mario Party line. I got Luigi, I've got Waluigi, I've got Bowser. This is probably the heaviest Amiibo I own, but I got the 8-bit Mario from Mario Maker, the Mario 30th Anniversary Mario Maker original palette Mario. I know they made a colored one also. That one would be cool to own. Another one of my favorite Amiibo. Just the cool kind of gimmicky Amiibo I really like, the 8-bit ones. And it goes really well with this one. So, those are all my Amiibo. I hope you enjoyed this quick little sort of collection video. I thought this would be just a nice quick video to do in the meantime while I'm working on some other projects. But I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you all in the next video. Later. Now, this is the mess I get to clean up and put back on my shelf in the exact order I took it off. That's gonna be fun.